Body positivity seems to be crumbling at a rapid rate. I feel like almost every single day I am now seeing a story about a former body positive celebrity or body positive influencer who is now, shocker, taking a GLP-1. They're losing weight, they're getting Botox, they're getting boob jobs. The same people who have been trying to tell us for years that, oh no, you should love your body, you don't need to change, you're perfect as you are, don't fall into the stereotypes, oh, screw the beauty standards, you can be fat and beautiful and healthy. You don't need surgery. Your small boobs are fine. It's okay if you're too skinny. It's okay if you're too fat. It's okay if you have a big nose or have wrinkles or whatever. Now those very same people are getting Botox, they're losing weight, they're getting boob jobs, and they're trying to tell us to shut up about it. They're trying to tell us that, hey, it's their body, it's their choice. They're trying to tell us that, hey, just because they did this or that, it doesn't mean that they hate themselves, not we're overreacting. Except you don't really get to do that when you are the one being the hypocrite, when you are the one who just a few short years ago were condemning people for doing exactly what you're doing right now. When you were the one that basically said, if you want to change the way you look in any way, that you hate yourself and that you're being insecure, you're not being body positive. But now it's okay if you do it. Now that you have already built an audience, you've built a following, you've made tons of money off of gaslighting people into believing that they don't need change, they're beautiful as they are. Now that you finally have some money and some clout and you can actually afford the different procedures, now you're changing your tune. Because I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. It's like people hating other rich people until they become rich themselves. And then all of a sudden, oh no, it's fine. They worked for this money or they got lucky. And now you see them flashing all their money online when before they were criticizing rich people for being greedy or manipulative or for hoarding. But now that they finally have money, oh no, it's okay that they get to go on 3 vacations a year. It's okay that they get to buy designer bags. Anyhow, so that's what we're talking about today, because there have been several famous celebrities and influencers who have changed their tune recently. So I thought I would talk about this and also talk about what I think is actual body positivity. But before we get started, welcome back to my channel or podcast. My name is Whitney Holcomb and I'm author of the book 1 Year, 100 Pounds. For those of you who are new here, I lost 100 pounds on my own when I was 14 years old and I've kept it off for over 20 years. My book is about my weight loss journey, how I did it, but it's also a tough love guide for how you can lose weight too. I also have my new 1 Year New You guided weight loss journal, months 1 to 3, available on my website now. If you haven't already heard, this journal is based off of my own journaling method that I have used since I was 14 years old, and it was an integral part of my weight loss journey. The journal is a great place for you to track your workouts, track your calories, as well as just keep you motivated. I include weekly motivational pep talks that set the tone for the week and really just help you stay on track for whatever kind of fitness or weight loss goals you have. So if you would like to check that out, I will leave the links to both my books below. But let's get right back into the topic. So I was inspired to do this video today because I just recently saw that Clara Dao, which is another YouTuber that I have actually done a video on, and that video I was actually pretty much defending her. So for those of you who don't know, Clara Dao is, I guess, like a really popular body positivity influencer. I think she mostly does shorts and YouTube videos. She's got like 4 million subscribers, so very popular. But her thing was all like, oh, she was super skinny and that was just her, and she would get made fun of all the time apparently because she was really skinny and she was very flat chested. Right? She has no boobs. And her whole thing was like, oh, you know what though? I'm still grateful to be me. And I love that I'm naturally skinny. I can't do anything about it. This is just how I am. And you should be happy to be who you are too. And like, love your flat chest. Love the fact that you're really skinny. Well, then apparently she did a video basically saying like, oh, actually, this is how I stay skinny and that I am a skinny legend. Like I said, originally I defended her because a lot of people were making comments like, oh, actually what she said is really triggering and it's ED and blah, blah, blah. When in actuality, I think all she really said was that, you know what, I basically follow the OMAD or 1 meal a day. I just don't eat until I'm hungry. And that's just how I stay skinny. Like I basically just eat healthy foods and I only eat when I'm hungry and I, basically intermittent fast. Okay. So I think that on its surface, like I said in my video, like I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I don't think that that's toxic. I personally do think that she is a little too thin, meaning like, I don't know. I wonder, again, she says it's not intentional, but I do wonder if she is intentionally watching her calories when she does eat, when she's eating just this 1 meal a day. But I think on its surface, eating 1 meal a day does not necessarily mean you have an ED or that you are under eating, because if you eat 3,000 calories in one sitting, right? You're still eating enough calories for the whole day. It doesn't really matter when you eat it. So that was my argument and my defense for her. I thought people were overreacting in that regard. But interestingly enough, a lot of you left comments on my video and you're like, actually look, if you watch her videos though, I think that people who are actually really upset about it has less to do with what she said and more about the fact that for the longest time, she was saying, oh no, I'm naturally this way and I don't care whether I'm skinny or fat and you shouldn't either, right? Everyone just love their body. But now all of a sudden she has this video basically telling you how she stays skinny, that it's not so unintentional and that there's a reason that she's that skinny. And she even, used the language skinny legend, which again, kind of sounds weird coming from someone who is supposedly body positive, someone who is not in skinny talk, right? I think for people like you and me who are interested in this subject and we have no problem with people like Liv Schmidt, we're like, yeah, skinny is a good word for us. And we're like, yeah, I want to be a skinny legend, right? But I can imagine for someone in that body positive, health at every size sphere, that's kind of a weird thing to say. So people were upset with her mostly for that, which I get because it is kind of hypocritical, right? You're basically kind of going back on everything you said about being body positive. Anyhow, more interestingly enough, I recently saw that Clara Dao, not only did she make that video about her being a skinny legend, but she also got breast implants. I think that this is even worse. Now, let me just first say, I don't know for sure if she got the breast implants, but apparently there were some pictures I saw online. People were pointing it out all of a sudden, you've got some major cleavage going on and it looks like breast implants. Is it a really good bra or I don't know. It doesn't look like it to me. That's all I'm going to say. So I don't want, just to be clear, I don't know for sure. I don't know if she has publicly exposed that she's had this surgery. But okay, so update. Clara Dao did in fact get a boob job. She just posted something on her Instagram confirming that. Right away to say she just posted it. I guess she posted April 8th. I'm behind. Sorry. But yes, she got a boob job. She admits to it. And, her explanation is, look, again, I don't care that she got a boob job. I don't think, most normal people would. But again, it goes back to this, she made her entire career off of being body positive, off of loving her flat chest specifically, right? So it is just so hypocritical now that she is doing this. It just doesn't make any sense. And so I think that her followers are right to feel betrayed or to feel upset because I mean, if they feel like they've been gaslit. And again, look, hey, everyone can change their mind. So if she is now going to change her mind and start making different content, I really think that's the only way she can go. Because again, how can you continue to tell people, oh, you should love yourself just the way you are and not change a thing? But then she gets all the surgery and she changes everything about herself. So yeah, that's what I mean, guys. It's just this body positivity stuff. It's just looking more and more like a scam. I would say, honestly, even if she was wearing a really good bra or she did some kind of makeup, there's some different things they can do to make it look like you have cleavage. I would still say that's kind of weird for someone who talks all the time about the fact that she loves having a flat chest, that she's very happy with her flat chest. If you're that happy, then why are you even going to the lengths of making it appear that you have bigger boobs? Could it be that you actually maybe were not all that happy with having a flat chest, and that now that you have some money in your pocket and are able to afford these procedures, you went ahead and changed it. But now you want to gaslight us and act like we're the problem, that we should just leave you alone and not talk about your body, but you're the one who made your entire career out of talking about your body and of telling us that we shouldn't worry about our bodies, except now you're changing your own body to fit into beauty standards that you said were toxic. You said that we shouldn't worry about. Do you not see the hypocrisy here? But it's not just Clara Dao, okay? There are more famous examples of previous body positivity people that are now coming out looking completely different. Remy Bader was a big one. She was a big, fat activist, plus size influencer. She's looking really skinny and good now. We've talked about Lizzo. Okay, that's a very famous one. Lizzo's looking really good now too. I think she lost it naturally, but regardless, she said she was happy being fat. Well, clearly she wasn't that happy because now she's lost a ton of weight. And then even more recently, we have Meghan Trainor, who literally made songs about bashing skinny women and how she was happy that she wasn't a size 2 or a Barbie doll. But now, not only has she lost weight because of Ozempic, she's also got boobs. Yes, she had breast implants. She's even doing a commercial about her breast implants and promoting this breast implant surgeon, doctor, whoever, whatever. But wait a minute. Didn't you say that you were happy that you weren't a size 2? You were happy that you weren't a Barbie doll? Didn't you make songs and comments about women who did participate in the beauty standards, women who were size 2, women who did get breast implants or surgery? You didn't want to be a Barbie doll, but now you have fake boobs, just like a Barbie doll. Then, of course, there is the other example of another influencer I did a video, the anti-diet pilot girl who, surprise, surprise, was a fat activist, and now she's on GLP-1 and can't shut up about the fact that she is just so much happier. And good for her, except she literally made her entire social media career about how being fat is healthy and how she doesn't want to lose weight and how she likes being fat. But even more interesting with her is that another big part of her social media thing, at least I saw it in like several videos, is her talking about getting different treatment. Like she has publicly admitted to getting Botox and to other different procedures done in her face because she wants to improve her appearance, which I have no problem with. I don't think that's toxic at all. I think, again, you do what you want to do with your own body, except like people had pointed out on her social media was that for as much as she talks about body positivity, about not changing your appearance to fit into a certain kind of, beauty standard, she does a lot of these different beauty treatments which do change the way she looks, which is conforming to beauty standards. Except she got all hot and bothered about it and said, oh no, like, what do you mean? Me getting Botox, me wanting to improve my appearance, like that's stupid. How could you say that that's not body positivity? How could you say that that's because I hate myself, just because I want to do Botox? Which I would agree with, except she is the same person who said that anyone who works out for anything other than fitness reasons, if you work out because you have aesthetic goals or you want a bigger butt or you want to have more toned arms, that's fatphobic. That's because you hate yourself. That's internal hate for your body. Like, damn, I hate myself because I want to lose a few pounds, but you getting Botox, completely changing your face, putting plastic and other stuff in your face, that doesn't mean that you hate the way you look. That doesn't mean that you hate yourself, but me just wanting to lose a few pounds and change my appearance slightly, that means I hate myself. It's really giving hypocritical. It's really giving rules for thee, not for me. I think if anything, all of these influencers, these celebrities now coming out and showing their true selves just goes to show that they were being grifters the entire time. It was never about actually truly loving themselves. It was more about just retaliation to the strict beauty standards that they feel have threatened them in some way. It was really more about them feeling like, oh, because I don't fit into these standards, because I can't participate in that, I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to retaliate by calling those people toxic. I'm going to retaliate by saying those people are bad and I'm good. It's really giving jealousy and insecurity. Because if you were really happy with who you are and what you look like, then you wouldn't have to tear others down. And again, if you really loved yourself the way that you were, then your tune wouldn't change even after you got famous, even after you got the funds that you were able to get the surgery, get the medication. It's just so interesting. Like, I don't think it's a coincidence that now that GLP-1, Ozempic is on the market and accessible to pretty much anyone, that we've been seeing a big decline in a lot of these fat activists. A lot of them are losing weight. It's not just the few that I mentioned in this video. And why? Because it's more accessible to them now. So now they don't have to pretend anymore, right? I think it was just like a self-soothing mechanism for them. Because if they can blame someone else for the reason they don't like themselves, or if they can call someone else toxic or unrealistic for having something that they feel they can't have, then they can feel better about themselves, right? But as soon as that becomes accessible to them, they switch just like that. Just like that, which just goes to show, again, they were never happy with who they were before. Someone left a comment on one of my videos saying something like, oh, it's like hating the rich, but playing the lottery every single day. It's like, yeah, so which is it? You mean that every rich person is evil and greedy unless you become rich? Oh, every skinny, pretty girl out there, she's vain and she's toxic. Oh, until you can become skinny, right? Oh, until now you have access to be able to get boob jobs or a nose job or Botox. So I think that all the criticism that these girls are getting is really warranted, because look, it's one thing if they were out there saying like, hey, like I love my body and, I'm okay, being happy here, but doesn't mean that you can't make improvements, right? If they were just like honest about like, you know what, I don't want to change right now. I'm happy with where I'm at. I still think I'm beautiful and smart and all these things, but also I'm not going to hate on other girls who do want to get surgery or other girls who do want to lose weight or go to the gym. Then I think it would be completely different. Like, you're allowed to change your mind. I mean, and it's okay. You actually can be happy with yourself and love yourself, whether you're fat or whatever, but still recognize that, hey, you want to make improvements or be supportive of other women who are not happy with being a certain size or looking a certain way. But that wasn't their tune at all though, okay, right? So my issue with them is that not only were they bragging about loving themselves and blah, 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 but they were also tearing other women down or trying to accuse other women of being toxic or vain or whatever. So that's my issue. Like you don't get to do that. You don't get to like bully other people and then totally switch sides and not have anything to say about it. Like if you even came out and you were like, oh, you know what? Like, I'm actually sorry that I said all that. Like I was wrong. I was in a bad place, or I just didn't actually even realize how good I would feel on the other side until I did it. And yeah, I'm sorry about that. I take it all back. But none of them have said that. None of them have admitted to being wrong. I think that's all we ask, right? As people who like with these influencers who, whether they followed them on Instagram or social media, whether they bought their products, they bought into something that they thought was real. And now they're finding out it was all a hoax. So what does that say for the people genuinely are suffering with their body image? And these people, they looked up to them because they're like, wow, if she can be happy with her body, then maybe I can too. And this is where I think we need to bring back actual real body positivity. Because look, I've said this before too. I think the body positivity movement started with good intentions, okay? It got hijacked by the fat activist group and it got too crazy, but it started with good intentions in that, look, yes, not everybody needs to fit into this super strict beauty standard that we have for women, okay? I am not stupid. I do understand that the beauty standards can be kind of toxic and it is hard for some people to cope, especially younger girls, because they feel like they can never measure up. They see a standard of beauty that is pretty unrealistic for most people. For me, body positivity has always been about accepting what you can't change and learning to work with it. It never, or it should have never, been about just accepting as you are no matter what, and you should never make any kind of attempts at self-improvement because that means you hate yourself. No. I don't think wanting to improve yourself, whether that's in your appearance and your looks and anything in life, means that you hate yourself, it means that you're unhappy. I think if anything, that is what life is all about, or what it should be all about. None of us are perfect. I think we all have goals and different things that we strive for. I think it's always good to strive to be better. And I've always said this, strive to be better, not perfect, because perfect doesn't exist. And you can really apply this to anything in life, but especially your body. So I've been open before about the fact that I have loose skin. I have loose skin and stretch marks from losing 100 pounds as a teen. And it has always been something that I have struggled with. I mean, I put it plainly, I don't like it. I don't like loose skin. I don't like having stretch marks. It's not ideal. And has it been something that I've been self-conscious of over the years? For sure. But that hasn't stopped me from still trying to pursue my other goals. That hasn't stopped me from still trying to improve myself and my physique. A long time ago, a trainer got me on to the saying that you can never be perfect, but you can be better. And I really took that to heart in all areas of my life, but especially in working out. So that is my mantra now. Like when it comes to my body, like, no, I'm never going to look like a Victoria's Secret model. I'm never going to have super tight, taut skin, but I can be better. I can get fitter. I can get thinner. I can just look better than I am now. And I'm okay with that. I've accepted that, I'm never going to be perfect, but it doesn't mean that I shouldn't try to improve myself. And I think that can go for anything. Like when it comes to surgery, number one, I've never had surgery for my loose skin and don't plan on it. I just don't think that it's worth it. And I've also never had I've never done the fillers or the Botox or any of that, just because it's not me. Now, I don't know that I will always have this stance. Maybe I will in the future. I don't know. For right now, it's not me. Doesn't mean that I think that those who do all those procedures, that they have insecurities or there's something wrong with them or I'm going to hate on them. No, do whatever you want to do. For me, looking my best and being my best just doesn't include surgery. But for other people, it might. If you getting lip injections is really going to help improve your confidence and make you feel better about yourself, then go for it. But if you're happy with the way you look, you don't want to get lip injections, that's okay too. You shouldn't feel pressured into doing something just because it's the beauty standard. Again, I think that this is what real body positivity should be. Accepting what you can't change and learning to work with it. I can't change the fact that I have loose skin, okay? I can't make my stretch marks disappear. I've accepted it. It doesn't mean that I love it. It doesn't mean that I look in the mirror every day and I do some kind of fake love self-affirmation like, oh my God, I just love the way my stretch marks look today. I love that my skin is hanging. It just shows how strong I am. No, I don't. Okay, I don't. I recognize it's not ideal. But even though I don't like it, I don't hate it, if that makes sense. Like I'm not looking at myself and saying, oh my God, you're so ugly. How dare you have stretch marks? How dare your skin be flabby? No, it is what it is. I've accepted it. And I focus on what I can change. I like other things about myself. I know that my worth is not tied to the way I look. And even though I do like putting some effort into my appearance, I think there's nothing wrong with that either. I mean, I wear makeup. I try to do my hair. I attempt to do my hair. I'm not very good at it because I recognize that it makes me look better. Okay? Like that's why I do it. And I think that we all have our limits. We all have our own standards. For me, like I'm okay looking like this. Yeah, maybe if I did something with my hair or I got surgery, maybe I'd look even better. Maybe. But you know what? I'm okay with where I'm at right now. However, I know everyone is not me. So again, if you are someone that you do like to be more put together, you do want to do the different procedures to look even better, then you go for it, right? I'm not going to put other women down for doing something that I just don't want to do personally. I don't think that it takes away from me and myself personally. And I kind of feel like women who are trying to put other women down for either doing the surgeries or getting skinnier or whatever, I kind of get the feeling that some of it comes from like an insecurity, like because they either can't do that stuff or they don't want to. They also get mad at these women because they recognize that, hey, these girls with breast implants or with big lips, you know what? They're probably getting more attention than I am. And so I feel like maybe it makes them feel annoyed or like insecure. And so they kind of like want to bring everyone down a peg. You know what I mean? I hate to say it, I'm sorry. Like, I wish it wasn't the truth, but I think that for a lot of women, this is the reality. Look, I know not all women are like this, but I do get that kind of feeling from some. And like, I get it. As a woman, I get it. Like, sometimes it's hard. You feel that pressure. Like, you know, there's still things I think I might want to change someday. I don't know. That's what I'm going to say. Never say never. And I recognize that, yeah, there are some Instagram models out there definitely, you know, looking a lot hotter than me. But again, I think that's when true body positivity needs to come in. And I recognize, you know what, like, I am more than my looks though, right? Like it's okay, again, if you want to change yourself and be the best version of yourself, but at the end of the day, I know that I am more than my appearance. And so if someone is hotter than me and they're getting more attention than me for that reason, it is what it is. I mean, you can't control how other people think. You can't control what people do with their bodies, and you shouldn't want to. Anyway, guys, it's just funny. Isn't it? It's just funny. And even more so funny because these same influencers, these same people online try to say things like, oh, even I'm toxic for saying things like, I don't want to be fat, you know, or I want to be thinner. Meanwhile, they have all the Botox, they have all the different procedures, they get their nails done. And I'm literally over here filming videos showing you guys my loose skin and my stretch marks. Like, I don't know who's really body positive over here, because kind of seems like you're doing everything to hide your imperfections besides losing weight. And I'm literally upfront about mine. So I don't know, riddle me that. Anyhow, guys, that's all I have for you today. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel for more content like this. And let me know in the comments, as always, what you think. And also, if you like these rant videos, sometimes I feel like I get a little off topic. I don't know. Sometimes I see things and I'm like, oh, I gotta, you know, make a video about it right away. So anyhow, I feel like that's what this was today. Just a little bit of a rant, how to get off my chest. But thank you guys for watching or listening, and I will see you next time.